What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Edge, and I am here to talk about episode 13 of KinnPorsche. We are about to wrap up this series in the next episode, but we'll continue with the book reviews and finish those out as well. I think it's good to have a comparison between the show and the book. I like to see the changes in the different adaptations of the story, but let us now hop into the show, and you can put some changes you notice or differences between the show and the book. You can put that below. This episode starts with Vegas and Pete laying on the bed after a night of masochistic sex. Vegas, tells Pete how sexy he is in English. And y'all know I love when Vegas speaks in English. It is so damn sexy. But Vegas here realizes that Pete is like a kindred spirit sexually and may not be as put together as he seems, especially since he likes Vegas. And Vegas is like, what? I am really interested to see what happens to these two in the book. Next scene, Porsche is back working for Korn and the main family, his very fucked up family. Ken is believing that he and Porsche have decided to let go of the past, but Porsche still has in his mind the photo that his uncle has shared with him at the end of the last episode. The one where Korn is in the photo with Porsche, and their parents. And you can tell that Porsche really wants to bring it up, but like him and Ken just got to a somewhat peaceful spot in their relationship, so he kind of he's kind of like In the next scene, Vegas seems like he is the happiest he has been in years, and he makes a delicious looking curry. It must be all of that Pete booty. But like a comet crashing down onto a house, Vegas' dad walks in and he is furious because he is in trouble with the main family. The two men, father and son, get into a little spat and his father ends up slapping the shit out of him. And I see why Vegas is so fucked up. His dad sucks ass. Meanwhile, Ken can clearly see that something is bothering Porsche, but when he asks Porsche initially looks like he was going to say something, but he decided against it. You can tell when something is off with your significant other, and that's kind of what Ken is going through. So let's hop back into this complicated relationship of Vegas and Pete, because we're going in like the order of the scenes of the show. After the visit from his dad, Vegas is pissy, and when Pete tells him, to give himself up to the main family, because the main family, they're forgiving, they're family, they're your nephew, not your nephew, they're your uncle or your cousins. Vegas, he begins to abuse Pete again. Now, before this interaction, Pete was sitting on a bed, still in his handcuffs, and I had thought that those two were getting along better than that. I thought him and Vegas, were kind of like, friends-ish, not really friends, but lovers, not lovers. But the fact that he is still in the handcuffs and still Vegas' slave, Pete, I'm mad at this point. You really meant back. And here you see Pete, he cares for Vegas, and even he doesn't understand why he likes him. So Pete is being abused again at the hands of Vegas, right at the same time that Ten Kun goes to Ken and Porsche to tell them that he believes something bad happened to Pete. He's like, Pete is dead. Then we get some words from Pete, who seems to be disgusted with himself and feels useless. My thing is, why? Surely it's not because you like the BDSM. Surely it's not because you chose to stay with Vegas and let him do all that stuff to you, huh? Surely not. I was a bit lost on why Pete told Vegas to kill him, or he would just do it himself later if Vegas didn't kill him. Maybe it was Pete's, I don't know. I couldn't figure that out. Or he just said all that stuff to throw Vegas off because he didn't want a beating again, and he maybe wanted to provoke Vegas into showing some actual real emotion. Well, it does, especially when Pete grabbed the knife barehanded, or in proper English, with his bare hands, and basically had a huge cut and it was bleeding. Now it is Vegas's turn to tell Pete how much he needs him. Vegas seemed like he wanted to run away with Pete at that very moment. Vegas said that he wanted to start over. Who does it sound like? It sounds very reminiscent of his older cousin, Kinn. But Pete starts to spaz out because Vegas was treating him like an animal. Vegas wants Pete to stay with him and promised to take off his cuffs if Pete didn't leave him. Because y'all know, with Vegas, everything good, everything that he loves in life always ends up leaving him. Like his animals, like his pappy, like his mother, all that stuff. Pete, still struggling with his internal feelings, he escapes. Because I feel like in his mind of minds, he knows that Vegas isn't going to change. Or if he does change, it's going to take like a lot of work or like something drastic to happen for him to actually make a change in his life. And until that happens, Pete decided, I'm not going to stick around long enough for you to kill me because you can't control your emotions. Girl, and then the funniest scene is the funeral that Kun throws for Pete, even though Pete is very much alive. Kun was cutting up and Porsche and Kinn were just watching him from the sidelines like, what this damn fool. Y'all, he is so dramatic, but I was cracking up in this whole scene. Like, he is comedic relief at the most necessary times. Then Pete shows up like a ghost and everyone is scared out of their mind. Pete finally escaped from Vegas. Or did he? Because when Porsche and Pete are alone and Porsche is asking Pete, who did this to your body? You can see all of the bruises and the marks. Pete doesn't tell Porsche that it was Vegas. He even lies to Porsche that he went home. Of course, Porsche doesn't believe Pete at all. Pete really looks and acts like something is wrong with him. Like, Vegas really did break this boy's mind. Like, he broke this boy. And not with the chains and whips, but he broke him with his dick. Next, we get a little snippet of my favorite too. Porsche is ignoring the fuck out of Kim. He even decides to block him. Porsche's blue hair is the cutest thing though. Y'all know I love me some Porsche. What's the saying? Never meet your idols. But I think Porsche has a severe case of this because his idol stalked him, used him, lied to him. And even though he's living inside of, his idol's daddy's house, he still don't fuck with him. And now we see that Kim, the psychopath, actually has emotions. What? He has emotions? Don't start reminiscing about the past now, Kimmy. You really missed out on a chance at love, boo. But I guess y'all made up and got together in Wuju Bakery. I'm just playing. Oh my goodness. It is just so sad to see how Pete and Vegas are both just breaking down over each other. You would think that they were star-crossed lovers who were in like just long-term relationship. You are Cap Tor and Cap T. Please remember that. Whew. Then in the next scene at the party, Kun threw for Pete in his return, even though it was Porsche who brought Pete to Yoke's bar. Porsche meets Vegas in the alley behind the bar. He, 1, punches the shit out of Vegas, and 2, asks Vegas to help him figure out how Korn knows about his mom. Why Vegas, you ask? Because Porsche said that Vegas is the only one who cannot be bought by the main family. Here, Porsche mentions that he cannot trust anyone from the main family. To me, that includes Kim. So to me, in my mind, I'm like, okay, so why are you with him if you don't like really trust him? And I know it's because he loves him and he kind of doesn't want to just throw a relationship away because he wants to be with him, but he also he doesn't trust him. Vegas mentions that he saw a picture of Porsche's mom in his own father's office. So both of the brothers know Porsche's mom. What is that about? Vegas also asked Porsche to bring Pete to see him. Porsche is already skeptical because he knows Vegas abused Pete, but Pete wouldn't confirm it. Vegas and Pete ended up meeting outside. They fight, and then, man, their relationship is fucked up. Just go see what happens. Now, at this point in time, know that I have seen the show Shine with Malin Appo, and in that show, great show by the way, y'all should go check it out. know that their characters actually switch positions, sexual positions. And that's all I'll say on that. Would I do a review of Shine? I don't know. We'll see. Porsche is having his own internal struggle as well. He loves Ken, but he still cannot fully trust him, as I mentioned before. So in the next scene, which brought great, I don't know how to explain this, guys. It brought great happiness to me. In the next scene, Porsche finally does what I have been screaming this entire time. He snatched Porsche up out of that room and told him, let's get the fuck from round here. Finally, y'all. I want y'all to remember in all of my previous videos, I have been yelling and screaming for Porsche to take Porsche and run like mad. And we even see that the main family, all of their sons, they don't know what to do with themselves. Not that their muses have finally disappeared. I call that poetic justice. Like, you're not going to sit here and abuse me all of this time and just expect me to sit here and take it. The show should have ended right here. I would not have been mad if it did. That's just me. Like, Porsche and Porsche, they might be in hiding. The main family might be sitting there looking for them for the rest of their lives. But they're happy and they're free and they're away. And then everybody would have moved on. And that's the happy ending. But lo and behold, it's not. Vegas delivered, and his Uncle Thee, i.e. Porsche's Uncle Thee, got his 5 million baht. He told Porsche that his parents were not killed in a car crash, but they were in fact shot. As soon as his Uncle Thee was about to tell Porsche who shot them, Uncle Thee himself was shot. And of course, the first thing that pops into my mind, because, logistics, like, what the fuck are they going to do with that 5 million baht now? Then we get a few flashbacks, but not enough to tell us anything really. But it is about when Porsche was little, and we're going to pause it right there. But it turns out that Ken was the one who killed Uncle Thee. As he was running to get to Porsche and Vegas got on the back of the motorcycle and they just drove away. Why did Ken kill Uncle Thee? Did Korn tell him to do it? I don't know, and it's not really confirmed, at least unless I missed it. So when Ken tells Korn that Porsche got away safely, Korn says to make sure Porsche gets back safely to their house. Little did Korn know, Porsche was already there, back at the house. But when Porsche accused Korn of killing his parents with a gun to the back of Korn's head, Korn said, "Now why would I kill my sister?" So wait. We're fucking cousins now. Ken, Porsche, and Korn. You let it happen? No wonder in the flashback, Porsche's dad said, and you have to really listen to catch this. He said, "You think I'm going to let my wife go back to your evil family?" Whoa.